warm it up, guys. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, the numero uno, number one freedom podcast, Second Amendment, talking about fighting for your rights is here. The Who Moved My Freedom podcast. Looks like we're feeding out live to the folks out there. I think I see the feed and all that. As I usually do over here while we're waiting for confirmation, make sure you guys are seeing us, hearing us, and everything correctly. I'm going to ask everyone to go to hankstrange.com, sign up for the email list there, look around the site. Lola's got Lola's deals. She's always, working hard to find good deals for you guys out there. Check that out. You can get shirts and stuff like this. This is my Keep Calm and Corona On shirt right there. You can get that from Ballistic Ink. There is a link on hankstrange.com. All right, that being said, let's smash the open button here and jump into the show.
Welcome back to the Hank Strange Situation.
Make sure you
Lifestyles
smash the subscribe
of the Locked
button.
and Loaded.
Hit those thumbs ups. Ring the bell so you can be notified every time we go live. We are live. Okay, let's see the jazz hands. I think I've been forgetting the jazz hands thing. There we go. We've got Ken from Knm Arms joining us. We've got Babyface P of Babyface P International Nuclear Silo Builders.
In my spare time.
Yeah.
His window's open up there, but yes, it's buffering. Okay, just came back up.
Let me see if I can join in.
It's working fine because I'm still on Skype.
For some reason I got kicked out. So hold on. Bear with me while I try to correct that issue.
We're here. Ken and I never left, so we're still here.
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't know why that is. That's so weird. For some reason I got kicked out here.
What happened? What did it tell you?
The internet just dropped. So I'm not really sure why.
That
it shows the feed's coming through on YouTube now. So
Oh, okay. All right. So you guys had kept going then.
no, it totally dropped.
Oh, okay. All right, but it looks like it looks like the feed is probably reconnected, and everyone's getting us. Let us know if it's someone says it's Hank's fault. Yes, it's totally my fault.
I'm not sure what happened because you're hardwired in, so it's not the box itself. It's not the internet.
I don't know what happened. So we'll just keep going. Lola, just monitor everything, make sure it's okay. Where were you guys talking? Well, you guys weren't even talking about it.
We were just sitting and waiting.
yeah,
Ken and I just took a break.
someone was saying that your volume is really low, Hank.
My
Yes.
volume? Okay, hold on a sec.
Yes,
Let
we did see
me
that.
that could be
Live. Let me see if I can find the live again. And I gotta find the new thing. You changed the name, so now I gotta look for where that is.
Okay,
Are we back?
It's on the right mic. I don't know why my volume it would be low.
Yep, we're back.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out why my volume would be low here.
Yeah, your volume is low. It's not pulling in the right audio source.
Okay, hold on.
And maybe your microphone's turned around. Oh, what a disaster this is.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if
No, my
anybody's
microphone
curious,
is the right way around.
Hank has been out of the van yesterday because the AC stopped working. So now he's setting back up and getting ready, and it's just...
How is that? How's my microphone now?
See, it sounds fine for us.
Right, it sounds fine on our end.
Yeah, it's only on the streaming side.
I mean, I've turned it up really loud. It looks like everything's rolling in here. It should be rolling in fine. That could just be that person, maybe. I don't know who that is.
No, I checked the stream. It's quiet.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Okay, now, how about now? Can you hear me now?
Well, I have everybody check.
I'm going to switch
let
this,
you know. Check the
and then I'm going to switch back to it again, and let's see if it is. Yeah, let us know in the chat if the audio is coming through fine. I'm not sure. It's as loud as I can make it over here on my end. So, Night Train says sounds good.
There we go. Guess you
Okay,
fixed it.
so yeah, we'll go with that. LV Louis Cypher is trolling us. He says maybe it should be renamed to the Who Moved My Train Wreck podcast. Oh, thank you. I mean, what would we do without LV Louis Cypher? Coming up with all the jabs, man. Just stick the knife in, twist it around, turn the hilt up, all that good stuff. Armament and Axis says better but not as loud. Yannick Stoner says sounds good to me, Hank. Randy Peacock says and sounds good to me. Armament and Axis says okay now. So I guess we're okay now. All right, let me do this. Let me just start from the beginning somewhere. This is episode 743 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. Our guests tonight are Ken of Knm Arms. There he goes. Boom. Check out the beautiful wall with the pistolas. Well, the rifles. How do you say rifles in Spanish? Rifleros.
No habla español.
So anyway, the fire sticks. There you go. How's it going, Ken?
Good. Things are just rocking and rolling, just moving along.
Yeah, good seeing you again, man. Glad you're here.
I know.
Appreciate you being here with us.
Yeah, I hop on every once in a while and bust your chops.
Absolutely. See you on the
Somebody has to.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because Patrick busting my chops is not enough. We've also got Babyface P here doing double duty, I guess, this week.
Yep.
Or triple duty.
I got invited. You're lucky because I went to take a nap and I was not looking to get up. Felt so good. After work, I went and laid down. I was watching a video and I was like, I'm very comfortable.
Yeah. Oh well, I appreciate it.
Time rolled around and you got to get your ass out of bed.
Yeah, you're gonna get sick and tired of seeing me this week.
I guess. Well, we're leaving tomorrow night, so you got Friday by yourself.
Oh, okay. Now I should be able to do it. I got the van back.
Yes.
Check that out. I'm in the van. If anyone cares out there, trying to get the van back into working condition here. Something was wrong with the AC. Got the AC situation fixed. So we're ready to rock and roll now. No one cares though. I can see. Babyface and Ken, they're like,
if the show works,
me
nobody
no
will know.
speak it in English.
That's right.
Yeah. You're in Arizona too, man. I mean, come on. You guys should be having affinity with RVs in Arizona. Florida, Arizona, RV Central.
Why would Arizona be RV Central?
I don't know. I thought everyone goes doesn't everyone get their RVs and drive out to Arizona?
Well, people are not coming to Arizona this time of the year. At least starting. At least
summer.
Starting. Yeah, because summer's coming.
Yeah, it's about to get real hot.
It's about to get hot.
Yeah, it's about to get real hot. There's a place, have you ever heard of a place called Quartzsite?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. How far is that from you?
So Quartzsite is about a 2.5-hour drive from Phoenix.
Okay.
It's directly west of Phoenix. So when you're driving to like Los Angeles area, you drive through Quartzsite and then hit Blythe and then the rest of the way. Quartzsite is about another 30 minutes to Blythe. So you're almost to the commie land once you once you get there.
Yeah. Yeah, you start seeing all the red flags going up.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, because that's like there's an RV thing that happens there every year. No, I don't think at this time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure when it is, but they have a big month-long like rock festival or something there where it's just like a big month-long outdoor show kind of a thing.
Yeah.
When we're saying rock, like music or like gyms?
Like gyms.
Really? Okay. I was
I
wondering.
thought music. Yeah.
No, not music. No, gyms.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I might do that, and then I'll swing by and see you one of these days.
Yeah.
Hang out with you. But yes, right now Phoenix at this time is very hot. We made a mistake of going to Phoenix in the summertime before.
Yeah, it's
no.
It's not a place to visit during.
It's a hot bowl. It's like you go down in a bowl of hotness. It was so weird. I'm just telling you. Like we drove out of there to go to the Grand Canyon, and as you're getting up in the mountains, it's freaking awesome.
Yep.
But down in the bowl,
that's right.
It's terrible.
The stupidity of it is that I still haven't really gotten used to it after being here for almost 16 years. Is that will be 100 degrees at night, So it doesn't ever cool down. You can't go outside in the evening and have it cool down. It's just hot. It's just hot all the time.
And you guys get the dry heat, so it's like an oven, right? Like you just take your head, put it in the oven.
It's the kind you roast chickens in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's no joke.
I just can't imagine. Even here in Florida, you get the cool air coming off the coast or whatever, off the water. So you get summer nights, you get the kind of cool humidity, and it feels not too bad.
I mean, how often do we hit 100 in Florida? We don't.
Right, it's very, very rare. If we're hitting 100, because with humidity and everything, it'd be like death for us.
I want to say we hit 100 last week.
Wow, yeah, no, totally different. Totally different.
I'd rather take living in the ocean. Patrick just called it humidity, but basically we're fish.
My sinuses dry out with the dry air.
Yeah.
I kind of growing up in it, I've kind of just gotten used to the humidity. It doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
So at what temperature in Florida do they start calling it a heat wave?
Heat wave?
93, 94?
Yeah.
With like feels like temperatures of 102, 103. That's when we start getting.
And do they ever talk about a heat advisory or anything like that?
During the middle of the summer, we will. And most of the time they tell it to tourists because most Floridians kind of just understand it. Yeah. Most of the time you get tourists showing up to the beaches not understanding that they need to hydrate and stay out of the sun a little bit, and then they get heat stroke.
Everyone in Florida wears flip-flops and short shorts everywhere. People don't even have
you
pants.
Have summer care.
Yeah,
summer care.
I doubt Patrick has pants.
Shorts. I'm wearing basketball shorts right now.
Yeah. Well, see, here, if it's under 115, they don't consider it a heated advisory until after it's above 115.
No.
So, it's just...
I can't even imagine what that heat feels like. It's just an oven.
Death.
You just try to stay out of it. But see, you're talking about hydration. We get the idiots that come here and want to go hiking.
Mm-hmm.
And they take one little small bottle of water and then they have to get airlifted off of the top of the mountain because they're passed out.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it is every day. Every day someone is on the news on this one mountain, Camelback, and they're airlifting someone off of there every day for dehydration.
Wow.
Here we have at least you're getting overheated. You start sweating really bad. Your clothes are drenched. There, the sweat just wicks away from you, doesn't it? Like you don't even get nasty sweaty.
Well, yes and no. You still get sweaty, but if you stand out in it long enough, it just dries up.
It just kind of wicks off you. So
I mean, you don't really notice it because you're dead at that point.
Yeah, correct.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're not alive.
Right. Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah, so
You're a crispy little corpse. That's what you are.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just really bad. I was like, how do people live in Phoenix in the summertime?
Well, it's called air conditioning.
Don't go outside.
The thing that makes me crazy is how did both of your guys' parents survive in that type of heat? Because back when they were kids, I imagine you didn't have AC, you just didn't know any better.
Right. Well, see, I grew up in the commie land, and my parents' house still does not have AC in it. They still don't have any AC.
In Cali.
What part of California?
Well, they're in Los Angeles area, Pasadena. So it's inland. It still gets hot. It still will see 100, 105 degrees sometimes during the summer.
I just don't know how you survive like that. Do they have one of those houses that ventilates well? Because I've always heard construction has changed.
Well, yeah, I mean it does. It's the walls are paper thin. There's hardly any insulation in the house at all.
Yeah, there's not a lot of like rock and stuff like that. It's real old in Cali, right? There's not a lot of houses left with like when we lived in Nigeria, a lot of the houses were built of rock, like if you had a nice house, it was built of like thick rock, concrete slab, and all that, and that does overnight when it's really cool, that absorbs that. It
keeps it cool and holds it in. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you know.
No, this was just a house that was built in like I want to say the 30s or so, and it's just an old construction house, and it is what it is.
You got to live underground, except there's earthquakes in California, so I guess can you have basements in California?
Yeah, so the house that I grew up in, that my parents still own, we actually, when I was younger, We dug it out and put 2 rooms and a bathroom down, and it made a basement.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
We made
jacked up the floor and dug it out and put 2 rooms down there. So it's nice down there.
Yeah.
But so it's always cooler down there during the summertime.
Yeah,
So,
that's what you're supposed to do in places like that. And people do that here in Florida, although you're not supposed to have basements. People dig their own basements illegally, and then they die.
Yeah. No, we have what's that? Radon or whatever. You have to worry about that, and then you drown.
Sinkholes.
Yeah. No, you don't screw with that.
Yeah,
That's not
sinkholes are definitely a thing. So listen, tonight we wanted to talk about Biden tomorrow, right? So Biden, I guess, is going to have a big press conference tomorrow. You guys know about this, right? Tracking this at all, or are you frustrated? What's the deal?
I've been oblivious to it. I've been just too busy working.
Good for you, I'd say.
Well, you need to keep working because the guns have to keep going out the door. The people need the guns, so
they need the guns until they ban them, and then I can't ship them anymore.
Yes, you're the guy. Like, you won't know because you're so busy making guns, and then you'll hear a bunch of dogs outside, and there'll be some ATF agents, knocking on that door.
Be careful what you say; it might happen.
You never know.
Is Arizona looking at making any kind of like 2A protections or anything?
So there's I don't believe the governor has signed it yet, but it passed both House and Senate here in the state to have Arizona basically not comply with any federal gun laws.
Nice, very nice.
So it's to my understanding, last I heard, it was on the governor's desk, and he had not signed it yet, but I'm sure that he will.
How is your governor?
He's an idiot.
Will he sign that sort of legislation, or is he?
I think he will. But who knows? I mean, he can't be. He termed out, so he's not looking to really appease anybody. I think he's looking at his options for other political advancements other than governor. So he may be playing that card, but I'm not 100% sure. I mean, he did a whole bunch of lockdowns during, COVID. He finally just like last week restricted everything and opened everything back up so that there were no, mandates for bars or restaurants and any of that kind of good stuff. So that's all been lifted. There never was a full mask mandate. There was a recommendation and allowed all the cities to do their own mandates, which they did. But all of that is lifted. So I don't know. The thing is though, even if Arizona does have that on the books per se for a law, still federal law is kind of trumps state laws, and so ATF can still come in and shut me down because basically at the end of the day, I report to the ATF, and if ATF comes in and says, hey, you can't make firearms anymore, boom, I'm done. Unless the state then license me and allows me
or somehow
to
protects you if they have if they have some kind of teeth in their whatever declarations or whatever they're putting into effect that actually protects you and keeps these ATF agents from knocking on your door, right?
Right. So, until something like that happens, so what if, Arizona has it on the books, if they're not gonna do something about it, then, I'm out of luck, ATF can come and haul me away if they wanted to, unless I have some protection from the state.
Unfortunately. So let me do this. Let me remind everyone, we have lots of folks out there watching us right now. Smash those thumbs up. Share this if you can. I did want to give a shout out to Matthew LaRossiere of what was it? Fudbusters. Yeah, that's not. I keep forgetting the name. I want to say like some other thing, but Fudbusters. He was supposed to come on. He's got some stuff going on, so we'll get him on later. Let me roll in, though, for you guys, the news of what's going to happen here. If you haven't heard, I mean, if you're a gun guy, and
it's pretty much everything's pretty much leaked out on what he's going to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
We really already know what's going to happen.
Yeah, Biden expected to announce executive action on guns, so that's coming tomorrow. So,
popped just before the started that the president's going to announce a series of executive actions on.
Lots of things come in there, and then here's the other thing that's going to happen. He's also going to nominate Gifford's gun control group policy advisor as ATF director. So this is in the Truth About Guns. I know I saw John Crump out there, but he's on vacation, so he's not working right now. We need to make him come off his vacation and get some work done. But not really. He needs to enjoy his vacation. So let's see. Here's the Associated Press report on Biden's expected gun control executive orders, where earlier the Politico report speculated that Biden might name a new ATF director tomorrow. The administration has leaked to the ATF. In fact, Biden will appease the civilian disarmament industrial complex by nominating David Chipman to head the regulator. Who is David Chipman? He's a former ATF agent and current senior policy advisor to the Giffords gun control operation. So, yeah, that's not good news at all for gun guys. Right there.
Well, yeah, I kind of have this slant that, okay, if he's going to executive order, let's bring it on. Mm-hmm. Okay? Have him executive order whatever he wants to executive order and take it to the courts. They've been afraid to take anything to the Supreme Court. And this might be the opportunity to throw it in front of the Supreme Court and get a ruling and see what happens.
Yeah.
Then we have a precedence.
Yeah. I mean, regardless, anything that they come up with, we have to fight. So that's the bottom line of whatever happens here. We're not just going to roll over for any of these things. I'm saying we shouldn't even comply, but exactly as Ken has been talking about, the industry has a lot to lose here.
It's not the end user that necessarily can get in quick trouble. It's the industry that's going to get in trouble. Mm-hmm. The people that are selling 80%ers, which, again, are just chunks of aluminum or flat pieces of sheet steel, those are the people that are going to be in trouble. Not you and I can. Nobody's paying close enough attention to the average individual for them to be in any sort of real danger, unless you're out there telling everybody, "Hey, I'm doing something illegal."
And the thing that's stupid about what ATF calls the 80%er, but they don't call it an 80%er. It's a classification of, is it a firearm or is it not a firearm? If it is not a firearm, who cares what kind of features it has on it? Exactly. That doesn't matter.
It's not a firearm. So
am I going to take a hunk of aluminum and say this is now a firearm? This is an 80%er or a 10%er? At what point does this become, a firearm? And if it's not a firearm, there is no regulation, because you can't regulate something that's not a firearm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was actually, this is a conversation that I was having with Mark Waters. I don't know if you guys know who that is. He's a radio show host. And I was on the radio today talking about this particular situation. He's Armed America radio show host, and we had this conversation about when Trump declared pieces of plastic, in the case of the bump stocks, machine guns, setting a bad precedent. Now, obviously, the 6th said that no, these are not machine guns, but that's not going to stop these guys.
The ninth said yes, they are. So
yeah. So yeah, we have to fight it, like Ken is saying here. Captain Shark says there's a couple things. I know I've got a super chat I'll get to. Captain Shark said executive actions are not executive orders. EAs are essentially a presidential pretty please request.
He's gonna direct. I guarantee he's gonna direct the ATF to make changes. That almost has to be part of it. Otherwise, he has no backbone. Which he has no backbone. He's got no spine. He's a piece of shit. But he's gonna have to direct the ATF to do something. Like, that's really the only thing I can see him doing.
There's a lot of things that they're gonna do, and Gottlieb was talking about this, saying that they're gonna go after stuff coming in from other countries.
I can see that, which is a huge shame.
Yes.
Your Galils, your what modern, anything modern, the modern bullpups,
coming
Tavors,
from other countries, yeah.
Any of those
stuff
things
from
are going to
Turkey,
be gone now.
Israel, or Eastern European stuff.
Yep.
It's going to be very difficult. Lots of ammo coming in that way. So yeah, there's a lot to be worried about here. And I think that on top of that, there's a whole bunch of things. One, if you remember at the right after the elections, or was it before, I think, the election, sometime around that time, the Biden camp was talking to the ATF, right, and wanting to know their wish list.
Yep. They got their wish list from them.
Yeah, so they didn't like braces, pistol braces. They didn't like 80%ers. There was. I'm trying to remember the other things. I think one of the things the ATF has always wanted to do is to stop allowing people to have FFLs, like the mom and pop or home-based FFLs. They want to get rid of that. There's all kinds of things that they can do, and that's a terrible thing. That's exactly what I am. I'm a home-based FFL. Things come through us. We background check everyone. We do all of that kind of stuff, and but they don't want that. They want to make it more difficult and to have you go to the big box places and all that, just, in my opinion, to get more control over what's going on, right? There were some meetings. What was that thing? There was a that was actually on Ammo Land a couple of weeks ago where they were meeting. Let me see if I could find it. That was an article that John Crump put out there a couple of weeks ago, where they were meeting with people in the industry.
Yes.
To go after stuff.
To discuss a lot to do with the AR platform.
Yes, they want to reclassify stuff.
Correct, because then they can get rid of what they're calling the 80%er garbage, and have because right now the definition of what is considered a firearm, the ATF has been caught with their pants down for the last 15, 20 years or so, because the lower receiver does not meet the definition of what a firearm is. So technically that's not a firearm. The upper receiver alone is not considered a firearm. Been at least 5 cases where ATF has busted people for selling or illegally possessing an AR-15 lower, and ATF has dropped those cases.
Yep.
Because all you got to do is look at what ATF calls the definition of a firearm, and it does not meet it. So what they got this group together of some industry people and started talking about, reclassifying what is considered the firearm, or redefining what a firearm is, so that the lower receiver does not become the registered portion. The upper receiver becomes the registered portion, because it's harder for people to make a upper receiver than it is to make a lower receiver.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what that whole, at least a portion of that was, talking about, was, reclassifying and doing that. Well, now you're going to have the problem of, you're going to have, legacy firearms that the lower is the receiver, the serialized portion, and newer items that the upper receiver is going to be the serialized portion. And how are you going to serialize it? Where are you going to serialize it? How are you going to mark it? Because currently on an AR-15, that upper receiver, there's nothing flat on it. There's nowhere to really do all your engraving and put all your markings and everything else. It's going to be a pain in the butt.
I think they're going to push for European style serialization, which would be every damn thing.
And very well could be, but but
that could be a nightmare, right? Barrel could be serialized, upper, lower, and how does all this sit with what already exists?
Right. So who knows? But the current definition of what a firearm is has not been a correct definition for a long time, and the ATF knows it. They've known about it for a long time. They just have, said we're holier than thou. We make all the rules. You do what we say. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, but under the guise of fixing that, they're gonna try to go in after the 80%ers, which is nonsense. There's a lot of crazy stuff. Let me get this super chat up here. I appreciate anyone who's giving us the super chats. Armin and Axis gave us $5. He says, "Hey Hank, are you getting excited seeing all those bullpups behind Ken?" So, boom, there you go. Yes, that is exciting.
Why do you think they're friends?
That's right.
He makes the bullpups. I mean,
he makes the bullpups.
He has machine guns.
and look, there's a bronze one hanging on the wall.
Yes,
not even together.
I know. I have one of those. I thought you weren't even selling those bronze colors anymore.
No, I now have. So I've got a local guy that's Cerakoting.
Oh, okay.
And so that I just got that back the other day. Cerakote now makes a bronze color. So that's gonna go back in the lineup.
Oh, interesting. I think you need to call that the Hank option.
And send any proceeds to the Hank Strain situation.
Yes, absolutely. Listen, you know what? I'll take 20%. I'll be.
If you gotta twist his arm, right?
Yeah.
I'll be generous. You could have 80. I'll just take a little 20 for doing absolutely nothing. Let's see. Born to be a shooter, Josh says, Hank, do you think it would be a dumb idea to buy an 80%er right now? As in, would I end up wasting my money? No.
Never a bad idea.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to have a way to transform it, but never a bad idea.
Yeah. Yeah, and they don't have any right to go after people making firearms. You have the right to make your own firearms.
That's correct. You can make as many of them as you want. There is no statute that says you can only make 1 a year, 2 a year. There's no statute. It's just as long as you're not selling them.
Yeah. But they're gonna. You know what? The big thing I worry about is everyone being burned out, right, guys? Like people being burned out by this. We have to pay attention to this. We have to stay vigilant. We have to keep fighting back. All the Second Amendment organizations out there need to sue in every possible aspect and create problems. I want to see more states stepping up and saying, nope, you guys are not going to be able to come in here and enforce this nonsense. I'd like to see states, maybe locking up some of the ATF when they try this crap.
Yeah, but
I know that's wishing. That's wishing.
Like I say, I don't think that'll ever happen, because you know what? The federal government's going to say, yeah, okay, Arizona, you've got this law on the books that says that you're not going to comply with any 2A, infringements. And then federal government's going to say, okay, well, you know what? You don't comply, you're not getting any federal tax monies. Yeah. And boom, state's going to roll over just like that.
Do they really need the federal tax money that much?
I would say, according to what they're doing, yes. And what they're spending, they shouldn't. But then the state just needs to turn right around and say, okay, everybody in Arizona,
don't send them.
Don't file your federal taxes, and we're going to stop taking federal taxes out. The federal government's not giving us any money, so we're just going to keep it all ourselves.
Yeah. Don't bail out other states. Why should Arizona be bailing out states? Why should Florida be bailing out other states?
Right.
Why should Texas bail other states out?
The states just need to grow a pair and not put up with it.
Yeah, we don't necessarily need the government either.
Right. And be ready. They need to be ready to say, okay, well, we don't need your money. And once they can say we don't need your money, then game over. That's a game changer.
Yeah. Warsaw Patriot.
I think that's one of the only things that the government holds over states. That's really it, is money.
Yeah.
It's the only way they get them to comply.
Yep.
Yeah. Couple of things here. Warsaw Patriot says, hold on, let me throw this back up here for a sec. This shouldn't be a state issue. We need to make it clear the 2A was a right that was fought and died for by our service members' lives. Their memory must not be in vain.
I agree.
Yeah, but yes, at the same time, what are we gonna do to stop this stuff that's going on here, right? What are we gonna do about it? So here's another thing from Stanley Walnut says, "What does that mean, Hank? Stay vigilant. We're watching with eyes wide open." No, what I was talking about is that I hope that people don't get burnt out and stop paying attention to what's going on. Because they're gonna come hot and heavy for this stuff, and I think that and we've been in this mode now for a long time. It's been months and months and months that we've been in this mode, and I worry that folks are gonna get burnt out and say, "Okay, look, I have my guns. I don't care what they do." And every single thing they do has to be pushed back against, has to be fought against, right? And that's, it's easier to say it than to actually do it, to get up there and fight all these things and keep pushing back and saying, getting states to stand up to this and go, no, we're not going to allow this in our state. It's just not easy. That's what I'm saying. And, and it's not just us here. I'm kind of, in the echo chamber preaching to the choir or whatever you want to call it. But there are a lot of people in America that just have tuned out.
Yep, they don't think that they can make a difference. And you have to get involved in your local government. You need to be contacting your state reps and letting them know, hey, this is not okay. And stupid people of Arizona, we got 2 Democrat senators here. It's like
what happened in the elections with Arizona, man? I know. What? Some serious stuff. It wasn't just in Arizona though. It was in Georgia, lots of other places. Yeah.
It just I have no idea what happened. But beside the point, I got 2 liberal senators, and they don't care what I have to say, but you know what? I tell them anyways. I write to them. I voice my opinion. I don't agree with this, and don't vote for this, and I always get the candid responses back. So, but you have to let them know that you're there, that you're not going away. I mean, my local city government knows who I am, because I've fought with them several times, and they know who I am, and it is what it is. You have to stand up for your rights. You have to stand up for, your property rights and, things that are going on in your community, because that's kind of where it starts.
Yeah. Just center yourself a little bit more. There you go. I know you're showing off the bronze.
Yeah.
I know. M. Gabriel. Yeah, the Hank, exactly. Thank you for at least acknowledging that. I'd like to see it etched. I'd like to see my face on there like this.
No, you don't.
No, etching. Okay, all right, fine. I'll just settle for the Hank being engraved on there. And 20%. Anyway, M. Gabriel says, anything you say here can and will be used against you.
Yep.
I've thought about that before. In all seriousness, I've thought about that before, that if I were ever in trouble for something, or if I ever ran for politics or something like that, there's no ability for me to be wishy-washy like a typical politician, because everything that I believe in has been said numerous times over and over again on this show. So,
yeah.
I think I'm pretty good in sticking in with what I believe in.
Yeah.
I don't think I flip-flopped a whole lot.
Yeah. Yeah, we need some politicians to get real belligerent out there.
I've thought about it. I've thought about
Nobody does belligerence better than you, Patrick.
People are tired of politicians doing the typical political talk, so.
Yeah, I agree with that. Sometimes we need some of those melees that we see in other countries, right?
Right?
Just a knockdown, drag out up there. Listen, M. Gabriel, this is his comment. He says, The Arizona governor signed a 2A Protection Act yesterday saying Arizona will not enforce federal arms controls going the anti-commandeering doctrine route.
Sorry, what was that? Run that again?
Anti-commandeering?
Who's not enforcing?
Arizona. No, the governor did sign it yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I mean,
does it have teeth? You feel like it has got some teeth, or?
Like I say, it can if the state decides to grow a pair.
That's what I was just about to say.
And say that we're not going to let you come in and do this. And, oh, by the way, we don't care. We're going to do this. But then, again, it still has to have some meat to protect the manufacturers, or the manufacturers we have to roll over with federal statutes because, we report to the ATF, and, so it can help, citizens, but it's not going to do anything for manufacturers. But I don't know.
Yeah. Stanley Walnut says, no way I'll get burnt out, but we can only do so much. Illinois ain't gonna stand up. LOL.
I have some confidence that our governor here in Florida has been attacked so much lately. I think he has the balls to tell Biden to shove it right up his ass. I think so. It's just a matter of how far are they willing to go with it, because I don't think
if I can only see him in a news conference telling Biden that I am going to work for his campaign.
I would love it. I would love it.
If he says just take it and shove it up that old caboose of yours. Man. Yeah.
This is why I could never be a politician.
Yeah. I mean, I did see the thing you were talking about it. Was it yesterday you were telling me about it? About
the 60 Minutes interview.
Yeah,
that they took out of
That's
context,
crazy.
and then even the lefties that he was working with, the Democrat mayor and city council, whoever it was that he worked with down in South Florida, came out telling them that 60 Minutes has it completely wrong. Everything they said is wrong.
Yeah,
and they've stuck by it. By the way, they came out today saying no, we're sticking by our story.
Of course, because people watching them are going to believe that, and that's the difficult thing here. And this is why there's a lot of people out there just not paying attention, and they don't realize what's happening. And when they turn around, I was telling a guy that in the barbershop today, I was like, all these laws, I remember a time when America in certain states, New York State, for example, made all these laws about crack cocaine, for example, and everyone there, a lot of black people were like, oh, this is awesome, right? Because it was a crack epidemic. You know who it put in jail?
Black people.
Yeah. And I was like, this is who they're going to put in jail for all this crap they're coming up with. Who do you think is going to jail for stuff? And I'm not just saying black people, but people who don't have the money to fight back, the resources and all that kind of stuff. These idiots making the laws, them and their kids aren't going to jail. Hunter Biden is never going to see jail. They sent freaking Secret Service over to that gun shop to go get the paperwork he signed.
Just like Hillary. She'll never go to jail.
No.
She should have been a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating to see. If any regular person had their gun thrown in the garbage and then found by a homeless person, or lied on a 4473 about their drug habits, I mean, do you know how quickly the ATF would be knocking at our doors to take us away? FBI? Like,
your head would be spinning. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Your head would spin with the ferocity that they would come after you.
Yeah.
But
they're coming in guns blazing.
And then the whole interview. Did you watch it? That interview of his where he about his book deal and was like, really? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know.
Someone gave this guy a book deal talking about all the crack that he smoked. Seriously,
child.
Let me show you how to be the son of a guy who was senator for a cajillion years, vice president for 8 years, and then's now president. Let me show you how you could smoke all the crack he was in the book. He was saying he smoked crack every 15 minutes.
What? Oh. I don't even know what to say to that. I really don't even know what to say.
I'm serious.
Like, I know, I'm with you. I just don't understand how
he was staying with his brother's widow. His brother died.
It's not 1820 any longer. That's not common practice.
He was staying with his brother's widow. They were in some kind of relationship. Okay, I get it. People are lonely. All right. She finds his gun. She wraps it up in a plastic bag, takes it and puts it in a dumpster. When he finds out, he tells her to go. Guess what? Guess what happened? Gun not there. Gun not there anymore. Because there's people who go through the dumpsters. Luckily, well, someone went through and found it and turned it in. But the next thing you know, the Secret Service and all kinds of people showed up at the gun store saying, "Hey, we want that 4473."
There's two lines of thought there. I don't know if you've read some of that. One line of thought is, well, they did it illegally, so of course they're not going to keep record of it. The other line of thought is, those are not Secret Service members. They are somebody else working for somebody's family.
Yeah, Secret Service is claiming they didn't do it, but the gun shop owner...
Which, of course, they're going to... I mean, does a wild bear shit in the woods? Of course they're not going to claim it. They're never going to claim that. But on the flip side, there are people with some big pockets that may pay out to somebody to pretend.
But the gun shop owner kept it. He didn't give it to them because it's not. They don't have the right to have it. Yeah.
Yeah, good for him.
Okay, so
he knew his shit.
So can we lock him up now? No.
It just goes to show that there truly is a what would you say, two classes of citizen in the country. You're either of the elite class and you can get away with literally murdering people, doing just about anything, or you're of the regular class.
And the media is making this guy into a hero and promoting his book. And this kid's out, like, who's going to read?
I don't understand that.
Who wants to read this?
I don't understand.
Ken, if you can't, you know what? You've been failing at becoming a crackhead. I'm going to recommend Hunter Biden's book to you, How You Become Successful at Being a Crackhead. What is happening?
It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
What is happening in the world?
The progressive left, the super far commie left, I don't understand how any of them are on board with any of this. This is against the bourgeoisie is taken over. This should be against everything they stand for, you know? I guess Trump, because he said a couple mean tweets, was bad enough where they would rather have this guy in with his son, his crackhead son.
Bad orange man.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if Trump said, you know what, everyone coming into America has to get a vaccine passport? How dare you?
It really goes to show. It really goes to show that no matter what he said, they would have been on the opposite side of it. Because today, the new thing coming out in politics today is DHS has said they're gonna start working on the border wall again, just to fill the cracks.
Correct, fill the crack, right? Yeah.
Wait.
Wait, hold on. To put crack in there?
No.
Oh, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. I was I think I sent this to Patrick. I don't and Walter. I don't know if anyone else saw this. Speaking of this, did you guys see Alex Jones? Did you see the whole thing that happened with Alex? Let me see if I can roll this in here. Is my phone connected?
I don't fully understand. They were at some border
my
wall.
Phone's not connecting.
Christian refuge.
Yeah. So here's the headline. Watch Alex Jones physically stops vehicle after witnessing migrant children being stuffed into luggage compartment. Oh yes, that went down. So if you look it up, if you guys want to see it, Alex Jones sees someone stuffing this kid or kids into the back of a thing, and he gets in front of it and stops it.
I will say that headline is definitely trumped up a little bit, let's say, because they were putting kids. They opened the back of a door that whatever vehicle they had. It wasn't even a hatchback. It was like a normal door on the back of the car, and they had kids just sitting in the back, like 4 of them just sitting back there with no seatbelts or anything. So the name of that article, the title of that article, is a little trumped up, but still, I don't understand why this religious group had like 12 kids shoved in a car. It was just weird. It just didn't make any sense.
There's weird stuff going on. You know, and Alex Jones is on top of it. You know?
The psychic vampires are going to come get us all.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, Richard Mondo says to fill in the cracks so Hunter can't have any more. Oh, boy. DCG 44 says Texas governor prohibits vaccine passports. There's a lot of craziness going on in the country, and it just doesn't make sense. On one hand, you're mad at folks in Georgia because now there's laws saying that you have to have ID to vote. and you're saying that's racist, you can't make people, these poor people, they have jobs, but that's okay because they didn't show any ID to get their jobs. They drive cars.
How many of them go to the liquor market to buy alcohol and have to showing ID?
Right?
Shouldn't have to. That's racist.
This is ridiculous.
Every time we have to show, and then what really drives me crazy is the airliners are getting in on this. Then we shouldn't have to show ID when we get on planes.
Right.
We should not have to show any ID when we get on planes. That's racist.
We talked about this on Monday night. I really don't believe the left even believes that. I don't believe when they come out saying Jim Crow. Mm-hmm. By the way, that Jim Eagle thing is the dumbest thing I've ever heard somebody say. It was the stupidest comment I've heard.
It's like Jim Eagle. Yeah, I know.
Makes Jim Crow look like Jim Eagle. I don't even understand what he means by that. It's a terrible joke.
Yeah. Some of that crack.
I don't think
some of that crack has been passed over to Joe Biden. By the way, it's not.
It's
not just Hunter on crack.
I don't think the left even believes it. I think the left thinks that their constituents are stupid enough, and maybe some are, to believe it, because it doesn't make any sense. It's just logical that you should vote with an ID. It makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pull a Walter and lean off camera and eat.
Well, I mean, so here's the thing that we have to figure out. We need to. This is one of the things I say about immigration. Right, I'm an immigrant. I think immigration is great for America, but we can't have multiple lines.
I think we all do.
Yeah, but we can't have all kinds of crazy lines and laws and this thing and that thing, and this doesn't count over here, it counts over there. This confusion is no good. We need to settle this. Like, what's going on here?
I also personally, and maybe I'm wrong in this, and Hank, you can tell me what you think, but I don't see why we can't be pickier about who we allow in as well. We should be allowing the best and brightest in here, top of the list, to make our country better. If we're going to be allowing tons of people into the country, why don't we start with the best and brightest that either have degrees, have work experience, can run a mill, can run a lathe, can run a machine shop, stuff like that. Like, why aren't we starting there instead of just every person? But that is uncouth, I guess, to...
There should only be one line. This is what I'm saying. There should only be one line. There should only be one way that we do this. Can't be multiple different ways. And if you, wet foot, dry foot, if you come through here, it's fine. If you do this, it's all good. No, that shouldn't be like that, right? And then, yes, for sure, if people are criminals, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Do you think Canada, we
got our own criminals over here.
Yeah.
Somebody I know, and I can't remember who it is now offhand, can't go into Canada because when he was like 17, he got caught drinking and doing something stupid that kicked him back over the border, and he's still not allowed back in Canada because on their books he's a criminal. I
have a friend who in America, he was talking to us about. I don't know if it's the same guy we're talking about.
Maybe this is the same one that I was remembering.
Yeah, but he was speeding somewhere or something like that when he was a kid in America. And got into a thing for that, and then tried to go to Canada, and they background checked him, and they said, "Oh no, you're a criminal. You were speeding. You can't come into Canada." And they didn't even deport him. They did not allow him entry into Canada.
Yep. Can't come in.
Yeah, other countries don't want our criminals.
No. Why don't we want theirs?
Yeah. How about we say to Mexico, you know what, Mexico? We're sending all our criminals. How about we make a train and specially funnel that train down to Mexico with all the criminals?
Make a criminal train.
Yeah.
Let's turn Mexico into the new Australia.
Yeah.
Just British Empire them, all the criminals out to Mexico.
Yeah, try sending all the criminals over to England. Let's just take all the criminals, put them on a plane, and ship them out to England, see how that goes.
A boat would be better.
Yeah, well.
A boat with just enough gas to get there. Can't make a return trip.
Yeah, stuck in the ports now. So the idea that America should have to do it, we need to like settle things. If you're gonna say, and I think that voting is incredibly important to the country, and if people can drive cars and have to get IDs for that, right? And if they can get jobs and have to get IDs, like someone was saying, who was it? Richard, is it Richard Mondo was saying you have to show ID to go into Hooters. I didn't realize that.
Do they really in UK?
Yeah, he would know. He's an expert on Hooters. Maybe in the UK.
We should ask Walter, the true expert.
I've been into Hooters here with Walter in Florida, and you didn't have to do it. But maybe if you want to get a drink, you have to do all of that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's not racist and terrible, the fate of the nation when people vote, I think you might have to show some ID and prove that you are eligible of voting.
Yep, I agree.
I think that's reasonable. Let's decide on that. Let's just realize that it's not. And I don't know how people don't get insulted by these guys saying, "Oh no, these people." I'm insulted by that.
I don't know the answer, unfortunately, but I do.
Can you white guys explain to me how you guys magically get IDs and I don't?
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
You gotta go through all the lines and everything at the motor vehicle division. And
do they check your eye color and check your proof of your whiteness?
2 forms of identification. You got to bring a birth certificate and something else and the social security card. It's difficult to get a driver's license.
I have seen, no kidding. I've seen people here in Florida at the DMV trying to get a license and crying.
Yeah,
crying.
but you can get. I mean, that's
state
for
issued ID.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's state issued ID. You have to prove who you say you are, and that it should be that way. It shouldn't be just a easy peasy. We're gonna go down to the corner and take a.
But if they want to toss that out, if they want to toss it out, and this is why when people say like try to be reasonable with people, no, I'm not gonna be reasonable with unreasonable people. If they want to toss that out, then if I go to the doctor, I'm not showing them any damn ID.
That's right. I'm now an illegal alien.
Yeah. Why am I showing you? Well, we need ID. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
No.
We don't have to do that. I'm getting on a plane. I don't have to show you ID.
That's Jim Eagle. I can't Jim Eagle my way out of this.
You're not gonna let go of Jim Eagle, are you?
It's the dumbest thing I've heard somebody say. It didn't even make sense, and it's not funny.
I don't know if Ken, you've heard of this Jim Eagle thing, because I don't know if Ken has heard of this.
What?
Ken's been making guns. I don't know if Ken heard. Did you hear about the Jim Eagle thing from Biden?
Yes.
Biden?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I heard about that.
Yeah. So it doesn't even make sense.
It does.
As a joke, it doesn't even work.
Yeah. It's insane. The next person who wins the lottery in Florida, I am going to the lottery office and I'm going to be, sir, I won that $300 million. Okay, ID. No.
No. Sorry, don't have to.
Yeah, I don't have to show that. What's your name? I identify as the person who won this thing.
I identify as
Well,
this is insanity.
So now you bring up the whole I identify as.
Oh boy.
Okay. So did you just hear that it might be just in Arizona, but I'm not 100% sure. But so when you're incarcerated and you're of the male gender, you get incarcerated in a men's or male prison, right?
No, when they arrest me for having guns, when they finally get me, I am identifying as I'm identifying as a woman. I want to go to the women prisons.
Well, that's
I want to die by
now.
snoo. If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die by the proper kind of snoo.
Oh hell yeah!
I mean that's a thing now. Is all of these guards, all of these prisons are now all up in arms because all of these inmates are now saying they identify as a woman.
Why not?
And they're gonna be shipping them to a female prison.
Yeah.
Did you see the story last year before? I think it was last year of the. I wish I was making this up because it's a horrible story of a rapist who identified as a woman after going to jail. They put him in a women's prison, and he ended up raping a bunch of inmates.
Right.
You know what's going to be crazy?
I wish that was a joke.
You know what's going to be crazy? All the dudes are going to identify as women, and then they're going to be getting transferred to the female prisons. All the women are going to go, nope, we identify as dudes. So they're going to be literally passing each other in the Orange is the New Black buses. They were like, wait, what's going on here? What are we doing?
Stupidity.
Remember... I say this. I don't know why I say this so often, but it's true. You remember in 2001, 2002, 1995, when people were saying, that's a slippery slope. You watch what you're doing. It's a slippery slope. We're we're at the bottom of that slope, and it's continuing on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's my thing. I mean, tomorrow, to get back to the overall theme here, tomorrow Biden's going to come out and say that they need background checks for people to buy 80% and all this kind of stuff. Why? Why? Why do I need to even do a background check if I buy a gun? That's racist. It's racist. If I can't get ID, I shouldn't have to show that ID. I shouldn't have to fill out any forms, okay, to do this thing. It's racist to try to impose that on me.
Well, currently there's nothing in place that would even allow it, because you're not going to do a background check on an item that's not considered a firearm,
mm-hmm.
and it doesn't have a serial number on it.
It doesn't make any sense. It's not a gun.
Yeah, but they're gonna make everything. If we allow that, they're gonna. If we go for that, if we accept that, they're gonna say everything's a firearm.
Right.
Everything. Every single thing's going to be classified as that. And you're going to have a background check to do everything. To buy ammo, to buy these parts, to get tools, to do anything, you'll have to do it. And that's not acceptable. That an 80%er is not a freaking firearm. I saw Richard Hoffman from BWE. He was saying if they make 80%ers, I don't know, I think I threw it up there on the screen. It was a while back, but he said if they make 80%ers illegal, the industry is just going to go to 70%ers.
I don't understand.
Yeah, let's see what Ken's showing us here.
That's a firearm right there.
Yeah. Yep.
Look at it. See, it looks like
dangerous,
a gun, right?
But be careful. Don't muzzle yourself. Don't muzzle yourself, Ken.
Because that's what my lower receiver starts out as.
Yeah, I think you just accidentally pulled the trigger. And shot a bunch of people in another dimension.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You're going to have a license to be able to buy billet aluminum. Extruded aluminum, You want that? Oh, I'm sorry, I got to see your license for that.
Yeah, it's not going to end there, man. They're going to try to make you have to get background checks and licenses to have 3D printers.
Yeah. No, that's where it's going.
Yeah. And that's not acceptable.
No.
That's not acceptable. It's just and people think that this is just on our end. This is coming to a lot of things. There's places that have mandated you can't even make combustion engine vehicles and sell them. I think, California has it already, right? In
2028 or something like that?
Something like that. I think it might be 2030 or something in California. But then what do? At some point they're going to go, guess what? You can't make your own engines either. You can't make your own engines. You can't repair this car. We're going to up the taxes on you having that car. Or if you want to have a car like this, we're going to have to go through special checks and do this and that for you to have it. It's not going to end here. These people, look at COVID. They got control of everyone. They still haven't given anybody back control yet.
Yep. You don't get it back. I don't think people understand that. Once you give it up to the government, you don't get it back.
Yeah.
We're going to have to fight tooth and nail. Or do what I do and just say, fuck it, excuse my language, and I just don't wear a mask and nobody says anything to me because I don't care. I'm done with it.
Kiaski says we might want to make it clear to YouTube that wasn't really a firearm. They might ban you.
They might be dumb enough to believe it.
That was a block of aluminum in the sane world. Now, if you're in the batshit crazy world, you can make that into whatever you want to. Atomic Bull says the block of aluminum is a racist. Boy. Are we really here? Can we actually be here in this? Is this a dream that we're going to wake up from?
Well, we've known that it's going to come to this. Hopefully the Supreme Court does the right thing and does hear an argument and rule on an argument, and we put this to bed once and for all. If we're gonna go, let's go. Let's go, and let's go all the way up to the very top and get a ruling. Mm-hmm. And once there's a ruling, and I keep saying this, once there's a ruling, then there's precedence, and then they have to do something to try to change the precedence, and
that's why
it is to change the precedence.
But that's why the Supreme Court doesn't want to take Second Amendment cases.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to have to. At some point, they're going to have to, and it's going to interpret what the law says, and it says shall not infringe? What part of shall not infringe do you not understand?
Mm-hmm. I think Justice Thomas is rearing. He's chomping at the bit to take some of these cases on, and for whatever reason, nobody wants to back him.
Yeah, he's kind of mad. Yeah,
it might be 3 justices to decide to hear something,
yeah.
Which you think he would have that on his side, but because today he went out, or yesterday I guess he went after big tech as well. So I think he's really wants to go after some of these things, but.
I mean, look at what happened in America. In America, social media platforms have banned a president for life.
Right.
A president of the United States of America. Okay, now former president, they've banned him. What kind of craziness is that? If you can do that to the president, you could do it to anyone you want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
When it happened to Alex Jones, everyone let it go. I mean, I'm not saying everyone. You know, we all made noise about it and like, hey, this is crazy, and all that kind of stuff. But hey, ultimately it got let go. Now the president.
Mainstream people let it go. But now we're talking 50% of the country let it go because they're happy to see him be gone.
Okay, Trump was about to hit 100 million followers on Twitter alone.
Mm-hmm.
And they banned him.
Mm-hmm. I don't think
the Ayatollah Khomeini or whoever, you got all kinds
of Jews or whatever. Yeah, don't worry about him.
Yeah, those folks are still on Twitter.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What
I don't.
Hunter Biden's still on Twitter.
You're preaching to the choir here. I don't think any of us are going to argue with you on any of that.
Yeah. It's craziness. So what do you guys think we do if this does go to the Supreme Court and they don't stand up for the Constitution, Second Amendment?
If that happens, I think the country is in trouble. I think that it will get ugly really fast. Mm-hmm. Because there's a lot of people that won't take it.
I think that's when states have to start dropping out and participating in the nonsense. Yep. So what are you up to, Patrick?
I sent Marley a dirty picture that was funny to me, and now she's disgusted by it. I can't. It could.
We should make you share with the. Yeah, I know. I was about to say, do we have to make you share with the class? You're passing notes in. I mean, you guys are married, and you're passing notes.
But because I can't share it live on YouTube, we will get banned for that.
No. So. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, we ain't doing that. But it was funny. If somebody hits me up offline, I'll share it with you.
Oh boy.
Highly disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see what other you know what? I'm interested. Everything's very vague right now. I want to get predictions from people. I'm going to start with Ken. What do you think is going to happen tomorrow?
They're going to executive order 80%ers. And then that's going to be the next fight.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Executive orders. Patrick, what do you think? You think we're just going to get executive orders, though? You guys think that's all we're going to get at one time, and they'll just keep slow rolling this stuff out?
Yeah, I think it's just going to keep coming and coming. They're going to push for a new assault weapons ban, probably. Dianne Feinstein has her bill, as always, ready to go. And they'll probably also push H.R. 8 and whatever that 1448 or whatever the other one is. Which both of those, any of these actually tip on the filibuster. Filibuster is keeping any of these. They won't bring them to a vote because they know they will just get filibustered and then they can't call cloture and it'll never get passed. If they're able to get filibuster removed, then the sky's the limit. Congress can pass anything.
That's the scary thing right now.
That's the scary thing right now. Yeah, and we're like 3 people away from overturning of the filibuster. So we're in a very precarious.
They're offering a lot of things to Manchin, I think. I've heard all kinds of stuff.
He gave his wife a job or something.
Yeah.
But it's funny it really goes to show that the politicians don't think ahead at all. Not even a little. They only think in the moment and what I can get done now. Because you look at videos of Obama during his first term as a senator, and he said that filibuster was the most important thing ever. It allows for people to argue out the point to ad nauseum and not pass anything. Biden has a snippet from 1986 where he said the same thing. All of them, when the Republicans held everything, said filibuster is extremely important. We need to keep it. Now it's just the opposite. Filibuster needs to go. So
I'd rather see these guys do nothing than to
I'm in
do
the same
something
boat.
here.
That's the best option right now. It's just nothing happens.
Do you think they're going to crack through the filibuster, Ken? Are you worried about that?
You know, I don't put it past these idiots to do anything. I don't know. I hope not, because that's really the only thing that's keeping everything in check. If you can't get other party lines to cross over and you don't have enough votes, then it should not be something that goes into law. I mean, it's plain and simple. I mean, it was set up for a reason, and why are you going to change it?
Yeah.
And the thing they don't understand is eventually the tables are going to turn.
Yep.
They are going to be the Democrats will be out of power.
Oh, the pendulum's going to swing here. People are going to get
swing
mad.
back,
It's going to swing back the other way.
And then, oh my God, why don't we have filibuster? Oh my God, they removed it, and that was racist. That was Jim Crow removing filibuster and not allowing us to have it back. Yeah.
Yeah. Jeremy Hawk or whatever next nonsense is going to. Yeah.
But that I don't know if either of you have looked at that assault weapons ban that's gone through the House but hasn't gone through the Senate. That thing is ugly. Uglier
than the first one from the 90s.
Oh, for sure, because anything that any receiver that can be made into something that can be turned into an assault
that might
rifle.
Think about becoming.
Exactly. So, I mean, it opens a whole wide range of interpretation, and it's yours, and it dies with you, because you can't sell it, you can't gift it, you can't do anything with it. So it's basically an end to anything what they're considering, which is not a true interpretation of what an assault weapon is, or an assault rifle, because anything can be an assault weapon. I can take this little grip and it can be an assault weapon. Any type of weapon that can.
A car could be that plane.
Exactly.
Yeah, box cutter.
So that the language that is in that bill is ridiculous. I mean, it goes where basically that firearm, when you die, that firearm gets
melted down or something.
It goes somewhere.
That's what they want.
Right.
That's
so
the plan.
So if that ever does go into effect and is done, everybody and their grandma needs to do a gun trust. And you need to put everybody that on that trust and label it anybody in your state.
I was going to say, is it legally binding if I said any citizen of the U.S. on my trust?
I don't know.
No one here are lawyers.
Could you imagine the paperwork if I was like, okay, I need to do I need to buy a new SBR. I need to register one. So I need everybody in the country to fill out and start just send it in just for shits and giggles. Send your paperwork in. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. BWE says if that assault weapons ban passes and anyone who abides by it is a fool. I would say there will be mass non-compliance with it, but from what I'm hearing, there are Republican folks who want to go over to the other side here on this issue, and as you say, break through the filibuster and put this into effect.
Well, there were 10 Republicans in the House that voted for it. So I don't put it past them. In the Senate to kind of do the same thing, but there are some Democrats that have said that they won't vote for it. So I think that's the only saving grace for it, not going to the Senate, and why it's kind of just sitting there right now.
When is that old bag of dirt going
to go away?
However possible, in the nicest way possible.
Who are we talking about here?
Oh, Feinstein.
Never.
sold her soul to somebody.
They
to keep
will,
kicking
yeah, they will keep her pumped up on. I mean,
they're trying to pull a Weekend at Bernie's with her.
Yeah, they'll just get some actress in Hollywood to do plastic surgery to look just like her and slot her in. You have no clue.
Feinstein's.
Yeah.
Yes, I would like.
Yeah, come on, those people are so batshit crazy. They'll put on a Feinstein skin suit and walk around.
God, that's somebody skins her and wears her to Congress.
Do you know how crazy those people are?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, no.
It's imperative that we do it now.
Yeah, no. I don't put anything past them for what they're trying to do here, and I just think that the purge here of these kinds of people in America can't come soon enough. You know, and what I'm talking about is like these people have to be voted out of office, never supported, never allowed to see the light of day with these kinds of things. And we need like politicians that have a backbone and that could actually stand up for what they say they believe in. I don't really think that we have that on the right, you know, on the Republican side. I don't think it. There's a couple of dudes out there, but there's not enough to hold back the flood waters here. Yep, and that's the thing I worry. That's the thing I worry about. So, let's see here. Okay, so, let's see what else is going on out there. I know everyone tomorrow. My phone's gonna be lit up. You know, I'm not even looking forward to that. Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, are you watching this?" No, I can't stand Biden's face. I'm just telling you guys. I can't stand his face. You know? I cannot stand his face. Is that wrong?
I don't see how that guy is even living with himself.
I think, and I was talking about this today also, I think they deliberately forced Biden on everyone for a purpose. This is where it all finally breaks. And, you know, Obama really didn't want to go there, right? Trump didn't really want to go there for us, right? Obama didn't want to go there for his folks. Trump didn't really want to go there for us. I don't think Biden gives two shit. I don't really think he cares what happens. What are you supposed to care about?
He probably doesn't know what's happening.
No.
All he's doing is reading words on a teleprompter. Yeah. I don't think he has any clue what he did yesterday.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. I think he's just surprised that he wakes up every morning and hasn't kicked the bucket yet.
Yeah.
He probably wakes up every morning and goes, "Oh my God, what did I get myself into?"
Yeah, the last time he was probably conscious of what was going on is when he was tumbling down those steps.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, "Oh, what's happening?" You know, but I don't think he cares. I don't think they care. I think they're like, "Yep, we can just force all this through. What are they gonna do? Can people hate Biden anymore?"
And
no.
Yeah, it's and the second in charge is worse. If Biden were not to be their second in charge, which
for sure.
Which I think I have a feeling that he's not making any decisions on his own anyways. He's not a powerful person. I think he's being led by the nose everywhere. So even if she were to take office, it wouldn't change a whole lot because I think they're already leading him to every conclusion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think.
She is worse. I
don't think he gives a crap. I think they're like, yeah, we're just gonna force this. People are just gonna have to deal with it. You know. So I know that probably sounds bad to a lot of folks out there, but that's really what we're looking at here.
And you know, on the chat, 42 Chilled is correct, 100%. She couldn't even get 1% of the vote in the primary in order to advance.
Yeah. Yep. I'm still waiting for Hillary to try to sweep in here. You know, not that I want that, but you know, yeah. So there's a bunch of different news things out there. Let's see. Maybe we can get into some of this stuff. Did you guys
anything gun related?
Oh, you want gun related? Oh man.
We've talked politics for an hour and a half now.
Got to be gun related here. Yeah, I'm looking through to see. You know what? I don't really save the gun related stuff, Babyface P.
I know
have
we've just
something
been
to-
on a politics
Yeah,
kick.
who has a listen, right now we've got Knm Arms. He's here with us. He makes firearms, makes guns.
About ready to get shut down.
Bullpups. Who has a bullpup question or just a firearms question out there? Hit us with it, and we'll do that right now.
Are you getting outside of your bread and butter at all these days? Have you developed anything new? Are you working on anything different?
I have not worked on anything new. I've got a bajillion ideas in my head, but it's so busy with production that's all I'm doing is production. And I don't say if the ban, but when the ban happens, that be ready for something new and exciting to be developed.
Do you have a plan of action here? I don't know.
Make as many guns as I can and get them out the door before the ban. That's my plan of action. After that, it's probably gonna just run out inventory and build what I have, put it on the shelf for when the ban expires. So there'll be plenty of stuff sitting on the shelf, and in the interim, start developing some other firearms that don't meet the requirement of what an assault weapon is.
These
So
guys
how dare you? You're looking for loopholes. You're so evil.
Yeah, but I think they're going to cover everything, man. I don't think you're going to be able to do a slingshot or black powder. A black powder bullpup can. That's what we need.
Yeah. Well, I won't say that hasn't crossed my mind to do a muzzleloader type, firearm. But because that's not considered a firearm.
Yeah.
So, who knows? The band may bring out some new ideas and new inventions and some new ways to do things that is not considered a firearm.
Mm-hmm.
You got to think outside the box.
Patrick, this is code for he has some things in that big cranium.
Good. No,
there's some stuff knocking around. I can tell when Ken has stuff going on in there.
You have to, in this industry, you have to always be thinking about, what something that you can do that's outside the box that you can try to get people on board to say, I have to have that. Kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
My product is not that I'm building right now is not one of those items that you have to have. It's very cool to have. It's I think it's the best bullpup platform out there in my opinion. Yeah. But to each his own. A lot of people don't like the bullpup design, and that's
I think it's awesome, but Patrick hates it, so you should give him a piece of your mind now.
That's fine.
I'm
Patrick,
just kidding.
I tell people
I'm throwing him to the wolves.
It's not for everybody.
Hey, Marlon, you want to go disconnect his internet for me?
Oh yeah, don't do it.
But you have to be prepared, and that's one of the big reasons why I have not pushed and grown to the spot where I really want to be, is because I don't want to overextend myself and overextend everything that I have going on, so that if this ban does go into effect, it's going to hurt me financially until I can get something else going and rolling, but it's not going to fold up the business and shut everything down, because that's not gonna happen. All the support and everything is still going to be there, even if there is a ban, even if I'm not able to produce and manufacture them. It's not going away. I don't have to shut my doors. I mean, everything is paid for. We operate on a cash basis, so that cash in, cash out, and nothing, we don't have any bills per se. So, everything's paid for. So it's not like that it's going to shut me down and put me out of business and everything's going to be gone, overnight. That no way. Cause I have my hands in other fires and do other things, just not, stuff that's firearm related. You have to be kind of diversified. So, that's the way I run the business. There's other companies, when, the whole AR-15 platform and everything, when Trump took office and everything took a dive, there were lots of AR-15 manufacturers that went out of business because you couldn't even give them away. Well, if you have a business model like that, you shouldn't be in business in the first place in that industry.
There were so many people that had built their business models around the Obama administration, not realizing that really, to that point, wasn't really the norm. And then just tanked afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So there will be some, if it does happen, there will be some other things, come out of it that will be interesting and exciting. And, maybe you'll have to have a bolt action bullpup 338 Lapua. Who knows?
Listen, I would love to see all those things. I just don't want to see the world where folks can't actually manufacture these things. But I understand that we may be looking at that, especially if we don't push back. And I saw that there was some things saying that they're probably going to try to reclassify AR pistols and AK pistols and things like that.
Yep.
So, we'll see.
And that's all in that assault weapons ban that has been introduced, because it talks about pistols in there, and if the pistol can have a removable magazine and has a threaded barrel, it's now an assault pistol. So that lumps in the category of a lot of other pistols, not just an AR type pistol. That's gonna be just a nightmare in and of itself.
Yeah. Stanley Walnut says he doesn't own a bullpup.
Well, I don't know why.
Yeah, easy to rectify.
Yeah.
Easy to rectify. Florida Gun says, nice wall of guns there, but there is no USFA Zip 22 on it.
Oh, God, no. Hank has one of those. We've tried shooting it. It doesn't actually.
I thought you liked that, though.
That thing
just
was...
because it's crazy.
I would own one just because it's interesting. Let's call it that.
Oh, interesting.
Just because it's possibly the worst firearm ever made.
Which you have to own.
Yeah, that's about the only reason.
Yeah. Yeah, do you have one of those, Ken? You have one
Nope.
somewhere? Oh, okay. There you go. Okay.
Oh, God. It's fair.
Okay, DCG, which you've heard this probably before. DCG 44 says, make a lefty version, please.
Yeah. Sorry.
If people bought 10 per person of the lefty versions,
yeah, there'd have to be more than 10 of them, and I won't say that I haven't built a lefty model, because I built one right out of the chute when I was doing all my prototype stuff and whatnot. And when I started up production, I actually built a left-handed version. So there is one left-handed version out in the wild. I sold that one at the very, very beginning, but it still wasn't a true left-handed version, because it just had a left-handed bolt in it. Not all the controls and everything, the bolt release was all still for a right-handed shooter and everything else. I mean, in order to be a true left-handed version, there's a whole bunch of changes that have to get made. And
I'll tell you something. I invented this actually right now in this moment. You need to you're going about this the wrong way. You're thinking about it the wrong way. Instead of trying to make a left-handed version gun, make an adapter for the person that adapts them from left hand to right hand.
Oh, that's easy. I already have that invented.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
What? Share with us.
Shoot as a right-handed.
Shoot as a righty.
Yeah. Make something that goes on their left hand. Can't use it.
Yeah.
Use the other one.
So I have my oldest brother, his oldest son, so my nephew. He's right-handed, but he shoots left-handed. And he called me one day and said, "Hey, I want one of your rifles." And I said no. And he said, "Well, why not?" And I said, "Because you're a left-handed shooter." He's all, "Well, I'll learn to shoot right-handed." I said, "Go start practicing, and once your dad tells me that you can shoot right-handed, then I will get you a rifle." And so he has one now. So it's so just shoot right-handed.
Yep, I think that's a good point. And here's another good point from BWE Firearms. He says, "Has the government put the drug dealers out of business?"
Why? Yeah, we bring this one up all the time too. The war on drugs never worked.
Why should firearms business be any different?
Yeah, it's not gonna change.
Yeah, can you just imagine everyone having to make guns in the hood? So you slow drive by the hood, and then someone's like, "Hey, you looking for that 9mm, son?
Yeah.
Looking for that bullpup? I got that bullpup here."
Fine high point. I get you a fine high point.
Yeah, 2 for $5s. Emma says, "Look, I am serious at this point. Any law they pass will be completely ignored by me. Any guns regulation is unconstitutional, especially from this election stealing, illegitimate, bumbling fool Biden." Totally agree. I totally agree with that one. And Brian Quick is reminding us, just a reminder, folks, the POTUS son falsified a FFL and broke at least one federal firearms law. Nothing is going to happen. So yeah, we were talking about that. And by the way, for anyone who's joining us now, smash the thumbs ups. Help us get to 100 thumbs ups here. At least just for me sitting in the van here in this hot, sweltering Florida. It's like 80 degrees outside. No one's gonna have any kind of sympathy for me, I don't think, out there. Man, you guys are just cold-hearted.
I'm cold. I got a fan going on me right now. I'm cool all over.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's see. So any other questions for Ken here? Any other firearms? I mean, Patrick, you're interested in making stuff.
We talked last time about all that. Ken, okay, the one thing I took away from Ken, and you probably won't even remember saying this, but I took it to heart, was when you were asked if you, the only thing you would change about building your business is you wish you would have done it sooner. You would not even look back and complain. So.
Yep. That's for sure. Should have done it a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I remember because it stuck with me because I've been slowly building up what I can make. So.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's see here. So any other gun stuff? Anyone have any gun questions before I go on to other stuff here? Let me see. I thought this was an interesting story that I think I shared this with you, Patrick, you and Walter. Does anyone ever remember seeing a gator getting the perp walk?
You and this gator. I don't know why you were so impressed with this gator.
Yeah. This is so interesting to me. So
I know.
Let me see if I can pull this up. Bless you, Lola.
I was not as impressed with the gator perp walk as you were.
Yeah, I thought this was interesting here. Let me see if I can. Okay, where's the video now? I'm trying to find the video of the gator with the perp walk. Okay, just Google. Let's see, Tampa. We'll look at it. It happened in Tampa, Patrick.
It was on your phone. Go look for the email or the text conversation with Walter and I.
Where else would there be a gator perp walk?
In Tampa,
exactly. It's somewhere in Florida. Sure.
Yeah.
Not gonna be Arizona.
Yeah. I mean, So here we go. Oh, I found it. It's on Fox Tampa. Okay, let's see if we can pull this up here for the folks. I mean, so Tampa is supposed to be a little bit civilized, but Patrick is
from Florida. Where do you think there aren't gators around here? Do you think there's not a gator within 200 feet of you right now? Because it probably is.
Oh, there probably is. So 10-foot alligator.
I go out to that lake. I'll find a gator for you real quick.
Oh, absolutely. In that lake, there's a bunch of gators. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So 10-foot alligator found underneath car at Tampa apartment complex. Even the alligator actually had a tattoo, believe it or not, right on its back. No, I'm just kidding. But here's the video, because this video is, so they called animal control, I guess,
Here you go.
to come
Right
get
there.
this. To come get this guy. Look at how big this thing is. This is
It was living behind a house, you said?
under an apartment complex. So look, he's got his mouth, and this is the look at the perp walk. He's not even fighting. He's like, okay, you got me, Florida Gator here. Florida man Gator. I don't know. This is crazy. This is this is so insane.
So do you, not to bring the mood down, but do you know what happens to him after this? He does not get to go free after this. I'm just throwing that out there.
Oh, really? They don't put him back? They don't put him back?
Hell no, they don't put him back because he's going to find another apartment complex to crawl under. He gets turned into shoes, belts, and dinner.
Oh, that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
He gets used. All his parts are about to get used for some nice wallets.
Don't worry, there's plenty more gators where that one came from.
Oh, God. They used to, when I was a kid, I remember hearing that gators were on the endangered species list or just one step above that. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're even close to that any longer. They have repopulated like nothing else.
Yeah. Yeah, Kioski says Gator had a tramp stamp. I mean, he just did that perp walk like a regular Florida dude. Like, okay, dudes, you got me. Here I go. I mean, that duct tape or whatever, that looked like electrical tape, actually.
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, that doesn't look enough for a gator.
You would think. If you turn one on its back, it'll pretty much go unconscious.
No, that's sharks. Come on.
No, you turn a gator on its back.
Don't try to trick me.
I'm serious. You turn a gator upside down.
Show me proof. Show me proof. I want to see proof.
You want to find a link to an article? Their hearts can't pump enough blood to push enough blood to their brain to keep them like motivated. So they kind of just like they just kind of fall.
I wonder if we
asleep.
flip Biden on his back if he'll shut down.
Oh God, and not enough blood to keep him alive probably.
Yeah, Richard Monder wants to know if it was a meth gator.
No, meth. That's a regular old gator. He's just a big one.
Mm-hmm. Ray Bozzolo says, I'm telling PETA. And Lawrence Lerwick says, Hank wants that gator grip for his high point.
Send it to what's his name? Your leather guy, Sam Andrews.
Brian Quick says, Gators just need better jobs, a living wage, and they would stop being dangerous to the community. Yeah. Can you imagine if they, like, when they take him down to the lockup and they're like, okay, can we see some ID?
Listen, we know you. We've seen you before. You got another little baby gator on the way. Are you really going to keep doing this? You really going to keep acting like this?
Yeah. That gator just did, this is why I'm fascinated by that video. It's like, he was like my dog. When my dog knew he was in trouble, he was just like, yeah, no complaints. I know I did something wrong.
He's probably well fed off of neighbors' cats and dogs.
Yeah, he's not even struggling. That's all muscle. That's 10 foot of muscle right there. Mm-hmm. They didn't tie up his tail or anything. He just, what's wrong with Florida gators, man?
Lazy.
Yeah, he just went down without a fight. So so DCG44 says gators have strong jaws on close but weak on opening.
Yep.
Yeah. What's the terrible creature out in Arizona that you guys are always
Scorpions.
How big do they get?
Western Diamondbacks?
Arizona has one of the deadliest scorpions, and they're nasty. And you know what? They're all over the place. So when I first moved here, everybody was telling me about scorpions, blah blah. Well, I lived in this house for 10 years before I saw the first scorpion. But my neighbors down the street, they would go scorpion hunting every night and kill like 10 to 20 scorpions out in their yard. They're nasty. And then after 10 years of living in that house, finally there was one in the house, and then they started coming in the house every so often.
They tasted blood.
My wife stepped on one, so she, walk around in the house, barefoot. We don't walk around in the house barefoot anymore.
Oh, how big are they? How big are they?
They're not big, but the bigger they are, the better, because then they won't inject. They're like a rattlesnake, the small ones just keep injecting, poison in you. But she stepped on it and her leg was numb for like 2 weeks. And it's a weird numb, because you know how when your foot falls asleep and you go to stand up and walk on it and it's real numb, and then it shoots tingly like sensations up your leg.
Yeah, like pins and needles.
Pins and needles. Well, it's like that, but times 100.
Oh God, that sounds like torture.
It's bad, and it affects some people worse than others. So then after she stepped on one, about 3 or 4 weeks later, I picked up my backpack with my laptop in it to go to the shop, and there was one on the backpack, and it reached right around and hit me in the finger. Ooh. And so I couldn't. I mean, it turned my whole hand numb. I couldn't use a hammer. I couldn't use a screwdriver. I couldn't close the vise on the mill. Because every time you put any pressure or did anything to it, it shot those stinging sensations all up in your hand, and my hand was numb. I mean, it was.
Did
nasty.
You kill him? Did you at least get vengeance?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
We have scorpions here in Florida, surprisingly.
We do, but tiny ones.
Yeah, they're like they look like wolf spiders. They're tiny little things.
Yeah, no, these are good sized ones, and they're called the bark scorpion, and they're one of the most poisonous. And if your kid gets stung by one, you got to go to ER right then.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then they could stop breathing, have allergic reaction.
That thing looks awful. That thing looks like it belongs on another planet.
They are
Arizonian bark scorpions.
Let me see.
Send
me a link.
Nasty. They're nasty.
What do you mean send you a link?
Okay, wait, what was it called?
I'll send you a link to how.
Now I gotta Google. Now I gotta Google stuff. Hold on a second.
Google's your friend. There's lots of rattlesnakes, but they're gonna be not gonna really be in your yard and whatnot.
Bark
scorpions are like spiders, where they will nest anywhere that they can get near prey in the warmth.
And the other thing too with these stupid scorpions is they're migratory, so they know where they were born.
These look evil.
And they will come back to the nest so if your house was built on an area where there were tons of scorpions,
they're coming back eventually.
They're always coming back. I mean, there's some people that it's just they're horrible.
You gotta turn on. You gotta plug black lights into all your outdoor floodlights and just watch the ground fluoresce.
Yep.
These are not. There's a striped bark one. Oh, that's disgusting.
And they're crazy because they do. I mean, I've got a good size black light, and you walk outside and hit those things up, and I mean they glow. I mean they're fluorescent green. I mean
that's what you get the 308 out and you go hunt.
It is amazing how they just light right up. But where I'm at now. Because I moved about a year and a half or so ago. I have not seen, knock on wood, I haven't seen a scorpion. My neighbors don't ever see scorpions. But I'm a little bit more out in the rural area. So there's a lot of farm creatures, and the chickens like to eat the scorpions, and so
really.
Yep.
Really.
So chickens are good then to keep the scorpions.
Oh yeah,
down.
for sure.
Huh.
And they say that if you keep the bug population, so there's lots of crickets. Mm-hmm. So if you can keep your crickets at bay, so that there's not any crickets around, then the food source for the scorpions are gone.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Speaking of food source, Lo Joe says, "Why is Babyface always eating during live streams?"
Because it's dinner time.
Yeah. I mean,
and I wasn't supposed to be here.
he's not
today.
a robot. He's a human being. Forgive him. Forgive him.
That's Walter. That's Walter that eats every time he's on the show.
And you got to forgive. If we don't feed that big, massive cranium right there of Walter's, you don't want to know what actually comes out of that. It's not pleasant. If you think Walter is already curmudgeon-y when he's on, imagine him hungry. Not fun. So. But listen, everyone's joining us here in their own time, including Ken and Babyface. He's doing double or triple duty. I don't know. Double duty, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, he's got to eat. So, I mean, just forgive. Yep. Forgive. Can you forgive your brother? Can you forgive him? Yeah. Come on. Can a man eat?
I was hungry too, and it was good. I brought home McAllister's. And it was
you also don't want to... Oh, McAllister's. Oh. So, how long has that been in your family? Ken?
What?
McAllister's.
How long has the McAllister's been in my family?
Yeah.
I'm not understanding the joke either, Ken. Don't feel bad. I don't get the joke at all.
Yeah, aren't you a McAllister?
That's my last name.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Okay, now the joke makes a little more sense, but it just wasn't funny, I guess.
No one laughs at it. Okay, you guys don't have a piece of that, huh? You don't have a piece of that McAllister's action. Yeah. No, he's
and
not.
On we go. Like that never happened.
I'm gonna get a note about that later. Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't ever make jokes of my name ever again.
You can call me whatever you want. You can call me whatever you want as long as you don't call me late for dinner.
I like that.
Yeah. What time is it in Arizona right now, anyway?
It's almost 6:00.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're 3 hours. So it always changes because Arizona, we don't deal with any of that time change garbage.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes we're 2 hours, sometimes we're 3.
Okay.
So right now we're 3.
Okay. So let's see. So you've got the guns are flowing out there. Should we show the website? We should probably show your website here. Let's see if we can roll in the website. That's a good thing to do here.
It's not too. Website's not. It needs some updating. I got a bunch more pictures and stuff to put on there, but I just have been way too busy doing other things besides being web page editor too.
So how many new colors have you added to the lineup, or is it just the bronze?
So all of the colors will be to order. Okay. So basically any Cerakote color option that you want, you just buy direct, and at the time of order, then you just shoot me an email and say, hey, I want a Cerakote option, and then we go from there. We start. I send you the link of different colors if you want patterns. I send you all that pricing and everything for those options.
Yeah. Let's see. BWE Firearms says Babyface has a tapeworm.
I wish
that would
were
be
true,
a 10-foot gator.
I'd be a little bit skinnier, but no tapeworm here. It's dinner time, and it's time to eat.
Yeah, he is the tapeworm.
That's right. Eating myself.
Yeah, Lola says, is Ken direct buy or does he use distributors?
Direct buy. There are a couple shops that do buy and carry them once in a while, but 98% of them are direct buy.
Have you found it easier just to deal with your customers directly?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, a lot easier. Kiaski says, what is all the clicking I keep hearing? I think that's Patrick.
That is not. Don't you even dare blame me.
Oh.
That's me.
Oh, wait. Oh, hold on. Let's see. What is that, Ken?
It's just a flash drive.
Oh, okay.
God.
Sorry.
You know what?
Okay, Patrick. I'm sorry.
It's Patrick.
I apologize. That time it wasn't deserved. That time.
That time.
At other times, you have well deserved it.
Down there. That's twice tonight. She doesn't even understand. I'm just throwing her in without.
Tomorrow's gonna be like, no, I am not opening my garage door. Yeah. By the way, lots of your neighbors. I actually have my window open and all my lights here. They've been jogging by here and stuff like that. Like, who is this loud ass person in the van? I'm sure.
So
None of them care.
You have the windows open. You don't have the air going.
No, I don't have the AC going. It'll probably be too loud for the fan. I'm suffering for the people.
Ugh.
This is, like there's Mother Teresa and then there's me.
You better get ready because summer's a coming, and it's gonna be real bad in there.
There's freaking Gandhi and then there's me. I'm like a gun Gandhi.
A gun
suffering.
Gandhi?
So yeah, no, that's already taken.
I know. I was gonna say that, then I was like, that's already done. We can't take that.
Suffering for the folks out there. And you know what's funny? If we got like 18 thumbs ups, we would get to 100. Boom. And Lola is saying Patrick is way louder. I can hear him clearly outside.
Is me talking loud? Yeah, I talk loud.
Yeah. That is one thing we are both guilty of.
Yeah, no, I am a loud talker. It does come in handy though when you're trying to direct people and tell them what to do.
Yeah.
Use a very authoritative voice and talk loudly, and people will listen most of the time, just without even thinking. They'll listen. Especially if you look official, they will absolutely listen.
True enough. There's lots of sheep out there. Lots of sheep. Let's see. DCG44 says if it was Patrick, he would be putting the microtech on screen.
I absolutely would, and I didn't even think I was looking for something to click. I didn't even pick up a knife. What is wrong with me? There you go.
Hey, that's illegal in California.
Oh, it is. Are you into knives, Ken, at all? You into knives?
Not really. I mean, I have some, but I'm not. I don't carry one every day or whatnot.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, man, you know that thing's like, so that USB thing's like a fidget spinner. You should, maybe get into some of those.
No.
Yeah, no.
It's a flat no. No explanation. Or
is this because of the McAllister joke?
Nah, I ain't doing
that. Okay, Lola has the good questions. Let's go to Lola then.
Is he having an issue getting raw materials? I know every one of this has everything for his guns is made in America. Wow, that is a pitch if I've ever heard one.
Nope, I'm not. I don't have any problems getting any materials, but materials have tripled in price. So but I don't have any problems getting any raw materials.
Oh, okay.
No, and and so there are some. AR-15 components that I do use in my rifle. The pistol grip is an AR style pistol grip. The extractors, ejectors, and springs that I use in those are all AR compatible parts with the 5.56 model. The 308 model uses the DPMS pattern. Ejector, extractor. So I buy all of those parts through a distributor. No problem getting those parts, but first of the year, all of those prices went up. Some of those prices, doubled in price. So everything's just getting more expensive, but no problems getting parts and material.
Yeah. Let's see. Bray Bozzolo says he has a new dislike for knives. Okay. And Richard Hughes asked this question. He says, does Ken outsource the barrels? Which means barrels.
Correct. Yeah. I do not make the barrel. There are some components that I don't do in-house. It would not be cost effective for me to try and do barrels in-house unless I bought blanks and went profiled everything. I on all my prototype stuff, I do everything 100%. I buy barrel blanks and do all my prototype stuff, and once I get everything all dialed down, then I outsource barrels. It's only it's part of that business model that you don't want to strap yourself. You don't want to buy a machine just to do barrels and then have it sit most of the time, because you can outsource and have someone else make them, cheaper than what you can do it, over the long. Yeah,
that machine can't be cheap.
So, oh no, for sure not. So there are a handful of parts that I do outsource. Some other suppliers make a couple parts here and there for me, but most everything is all built and machined and done in house.
What's the number one request from people for you? Like, what's everyone asking for out there? The big thing.
They're not really asking for anything different than what I currently have. I mean, there are people that ask me every once in a while for weird calibers and
6.5.
They're 6.5 comes and goes.
Yeah, that's not super weird.
It's not. First it was the 6.5 Grendel, and that was the big hot ticket, and then that moved to 6.5 Creedmoor, and that's kind of taken off, and I've kind of went back and forth whether or not I'm gonna try to do that 6.5 Creedmoor. There are some issues with it, being in an auto loader. Do I want to go down that hole with having to deal with ammo and getting it to cycle right? I've already gone down that rabbit hole with the 300 blackout and all the issues and everything that I've had with 300 blackout, and why I hate the ammo manufacturers that manufacture 300
Wait, there's no
blackout.
standards of 300 blackout?
Well, there is, but they don't adhere to it.
Yeah.
And then when the rifle doesn't operate because it's ammo related, then it comes back on me. So, do I want to go down that 6.5 Creedmoor rabbit hole? I don't know.
Yeah.
Time will tell.
How many of the 300 blackouts, are those selling good now? Is there a high demand for them?
So I haven't actually launched.
I thought you.
Selling.
Oh, I thought you. Okay.
Well, I have. There are some out there, but very, very few. I still don't have them advertised as being in production. They're still say on the website that prototype. But I've got a whole bunch of barrels. I've got receivers made. I've got, but it's that whole ammo thing that do I really want to go there?
Yeah, go ahead, Patrick.
This just in, the whitehouse.gov has released their statement about what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm not even kidding. It's actually available. 6 things that they are working on. Fact sheet: Biden-Harris administration announces initial actions to address the gun violence public health epidemic.
Yeah.
The Justice Department within 30 days.
They can't deal with COVID, but yeah, go ahead.
The Justice Department within 30 days will issue a proposed rule to help stop the proliferation of ghost guns. We are experiencing a growing problem. Criminals are buying kits containing nearly all the components and directions for finishing a firearm within as little as 30 minutes, using these firearms to commit crimes. When these firearms turn up at crime scenes, they often cannot be traced by law enforcement due to the lack of a serial number. The Justice Department will issue a proposed rule to help stop the proliferation of these firearms.
Well, how many of those firearms have ever been used in a crime?
Yeah, they don't know. It's impossible of knowing.
Well, no.
Yeah, let's see the numbers.
Know.
Yeah, they should know.
They should know if they have thousands of them turning up at crime scenes.
Yeah, where's the shot? Where's the photos? Where's the perp walk?
And where are the numbers? They should be able to say, hey, there have been X amount of firearms that were home-built firearms at X amount of crime scenes where X amount of people have died. Show us the numbers.
Here's the next. The Justice Department within 60 days will issue a proposed rule to make clear when a device marketed as a stabilizing brace effectively turns a pistol into a short-barreled rifle, subject to the requirements of the National Firearms Act. They're coming after those. Yep. The Justice Department within 60 days will publish model red flag legislation so states can just pick up and run with them. The administration is investing in evidence-based community violence interventions.
What?
The Justice Department will issue an annual report on firearms trafficking. The president will nominate David Chipman to serve as the director of the Bureau of Tobacco and Firearms. So
literally
80%ers
someone from the
So Polymer 80, any
Yeah.
of those companies we need to start helping fund them to fight,
yeah.
I guess. And then red flag laws. Is anybody surprised? And
Yeah.
Races.
pistol
Literally,
braces.
an anti-gun person is going to run the ATF. Oh, that's not going to
Does
be a
that
problem.
surprise anybody, though?
Yeah. No, I mean,
I'll
no,
put a
we're
link
not
if anybody
surprised.
wants to find the entire article. It is going in right now, so you guys can go read it. But it is there, and Hank, I'll send it to you as well.
Yeah, and I'll throw it up here. Meanwhile, while I'm waiting to get that, Check Your Six says, how many guns do you make a year?
A lot.
Okay.
As many as I.
Okay. So there's no specific number on that.
No.
Okay. There you go. Hopefully, that is. Oh man, I'm pressing the wrong button here. Give me a sec.
Well, we're done anyways. So.
Yeah. Give me a. Give me a second here.
Now
Give
that
me a
Hank
second.
has ruined the entirety of the beginning and
Yeah.
end of the show.
No, let me throw. I want to throw this particular thing that you have up on the screen. Okay,
I
here
put
we
it
go.
in chat. You guys
Yeah,
can go
fact
read it,
sheet.
but-
Biden-Harris administration announces initial actions to address the gun violence public health epidemic. So Patrick just read through that for anyone who wants to see
So
it.
I'm curious what they're going to turn in 30 days when
Mhm.
it comes to. I mean, they're going to do something unconstitutional and probably illegal, because an 80% is not a firearm. It doesn't matter if it looks like a firearm.
No, you can't.
It's not a gun.
Yeah, I mean, a sofa could be a firearm then.
And then
A
we're
shoe.
79%. We're just gonna leave one pinhole out. We're gonna mill this a little too different, so it doesn't fit. You have to just file it in. I mean, we're gonna have to go to the point, like Ken was saying, where a block of aluminum now needs to be bought on a FFL 07 FFL or whatever, so you can make it into a gun. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, all of that has to be fought. Go ahead, Ken. Sorry.
And the brace deal. I mean, where is the American Disabilities Act coming into play with the braces?
Yeah, Night Train says so. The pistol brace is back in play. Unfortunately, it was always in play, and what they decided to do was back off and wait for this moment, and then bring it back up, and so now we just I think, as I said earlier, we just have to keep fighting and pushing back against all of these kinds of things. It has to be met with challenges in court. People have to not comply with it.
It's funny. Somebody on 4chan posted, "It's over. I just bought a gun and Biden bucks too. Damn." And then the first comment is always the best comment. "No deal. The people with the guns make the rules."
Absolutely. Okay, listen. So we did hit the 9 o'clock hour here. I thought it was good, fun conversation. Except, obviously, I raised Ken's ire a couple of times. He's just in that mood. I'm getting all the angst that's supposed to go towards Biden. I'm getting all of that here. But let's give Ken from Knm Arms. Please tell the folks out there, where can they get Knm Arms stuff from? What's the best thing to do? How can they communicate with you if they've got further questions?
KMArms.com.
There you go.
It's not difficult. I won't say www, right? Because
No.
last time I said that, I got all kinds of backlash. So it's just kmarms.com. Email address is found there. We're on Instagram also, and Facebook. So I'm not too active on there, just because we're so busy trying to get stuff out the door. But
absolutely. I think the backlash the last time was from the big headphones that you had that made you look like a Star Wars, an engineer on a Star Wars battle cruiser.
That was a long time ago. You were giving me problems about those.
Yeah, you guys just have to go back and look at that. But yeah, listen, I appreciate you coming on, man. Keep up the good work out there. Obviously, the fight is really still ahead of us here, so it's just getting kicked up. Let's go to Babyface P. Patrick, what are you getting up to? What kind of videos can we expect? And how can the people get to you so they can complain about whatever they want to complain about.
YouTube.com/babyfacepea. You can find me there. I don't know what's next. I'm still trying to figure out what we're going to be filming, and I got to get some more stuff together. I'm like one video away from being out of content, so I'll figure something out.
Yeah, we probably need to get together over the weekend, get some videos in and stuff like that.
I wish. I got to stop by on Sunday. But
okay.
Marley wants to go to the beach on Saturday for her birthday, so I got to comply.
Marley gets what Marley wants.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's how it works. That's how it works. Okay, listen. So on my part, you guys can go to the channel, Hank Strange. Check out the videos over there, as well as you can check out Stranger Palooza, where we've got some car RV related stuff going up on that. I am going to run in the end right now and come right back for some words of wisdom from you, Ken. So
okay.
Just stand by for that. Get your words of wisdom locked and loaded here, or chambered. So big thanks to Franklin Armory. Here goes the end. Alright guys, thanks for watching here. Make sure you smash the subscribe button, ring the bell so you can be notified every time we go live. We're going to rip the audio out of this and throw it up on iTunes and all the other places that you get your audio podcasts from. It was great fun. Thanks to everyone out there. I think like 7 more thumbs ups and we'll get to 100. So if you guys are still out there while you're listening for Ken's words of wisdom, you can still smash the thumbs ups right now and help us get to 100. Ken, what you got?
Support your local manufacturers. Support the little guys. Support the guys that align with your ideals, and buy from them.
Yeah,
I don't care, and I don't care if it's me, if it's somebody else. Support those other manufacturers.
Yeah, we're all gonna have to. Everyone's gonna have to get all hands on deck here and fighting this stuff. So, absolutely. Thanks a lot, guys. We are out of here. We'll see you back tomorrow. Obviously, we know already what we'll be talking about, but we'll see you tomorrow. We're out. Peace.